paradox nerd, the walking paradox himself. But I want to first introduce straight from the down under, Bond, Jason Bond. What's up, buddy?
G'day, guys. Happy collecting to everybody. Really happy to be here again for another week.
Okay, here's my other panel guest is Mr. Rodney, the Punisher himself. Don't get punished.
What's up, people?
Putin.
Good to be here. Putin / Frank Castle. What's up?
Okay, and don't get collectrocuted by Collectro himself. I got Richard Melbourne in the panel.
Don't get collectrocuted. Wow. Wow. I might as well go home. I ain't following that tonight. That's gold, honestly.
All right, and I got my main man, the best from the West, ID collector himself, Ian Dempster.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's happening? Hey, Shafir, what's up, baby? What's going on? I want to give you the shout out right away. And Franco Carlismo's in the room. What's up, guy?
Franco.
And man, oh man, we got a special guest artist on our panel today, guys. Introducing Jess Frost. What's up, Jess?
Super excited to be here. I've never done anything like this before, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm like really excited to finally have people to nerd with.
Well, welcome to the show. Really happy to have you on the show today. So just don't mind us if we get a little corny or weird in any kind of way. But all right, I just want to give it away to Collectro.
Jason? Is Jason are in this today?
Oh yeah. We introduced
all right, fair enough.
man
Sorry,
from down under.
Come on. You watching it?
Oh, no. Thought he was first.
Yeah, I introduced them first.
All right, I think this is the first TV show I've done sober. I couldn't be asked to go out and get beer.
Oh.
Cheers to the coffee.
I want to give it away to Richard. He's got a couple of really exciting announcements, so take it away, Richard.
Well, to be fair, we've announced most of them. I just want to go through them on TV show quickly, just like 5 minutes or something, just to refresh everyone's memory who probably isn't in the groups or something like that. So the first thing I want to go through, which is a big thank you to people in January. The Collectors Give Back campaign, Make a Child's Day, raised $180 that month. We've raised another $70, I think, this month so far in the last couple of days, and it's all going to children in hospitals. It's a thing that's close to me because I was a child in hospital up until 12. Every year I was in hospital having operations, so I know how much this will mean to them, and we're going to basically it was like our toys pay for their toys, so that's the whole premise of the campaign. So anything we get, as soon as we have the money in hand, we're going to get the money split in, or maybe just do one hospital at a time. And there's going to be Sydney, Washington, LA, and London this time. We're all going to take them personally because that's where the guys are based. So thank you to everybody who did put money in for that. So I really appreciate all your support and everything. The second one is we have a new show starting soon. It's going to be something a bit different. It's going to be very much getting people involved that are not part of the Collectorverse, that are just comic book fans and people who love the characters, and just to be able to get on a show and to debate the hell out of it and maybe kick Jason's ass a few times. That'd be fucking interesting. So yeah, Jason's going to be hosting it, and what it'll be is there'll be two people facing off. One will be representing a DC character, one a Marvel. We'll let people know a week in advance what the matchup's going to be. Then you let us know if you're actually interested in that character. Can you put up a good case? A bit like technically it's a courtroom drama for superhero characters. So basically, who can win? And we'll base it on rounds. So there'll be powers. One will be, for example, be one round, strength, intellect, and you have to make a case for each one. Whoever wins the most rounds wins the fight. If, say, there's 4 rounds and you win the first 3, it's a TKO and that character's knocked out. So it's like a bit somewhat fun. It's always nice to see Marvel versus DC. There's so many good matchups. I think me and Jason spent an entire night just coming up with matchups that there could actually be.
Yeah, well, just matchups and also a way we can do it properly. I think that, look, basically, guys, it's going to be the big debates, the ones that we've had in comic book shops since the 60s up till today. It's just going to be on a global scale. We're going to be talking to other collectors from all around the world, If you're interested, it's like, say you're a fanboy of that character, as Richard said, we'll put it up through the week. Hit us up, let us know. Just make sure you've got a webcam and a good stream. That's so you can join the chat. We'll check all that out beforehand. And then we're going to have teams, and I'll be the moderator, okay? So you're not going to have to listen to my voice all the way through the show. It's going to be other people's opinions and stuff like that. And I'll just be deciding the winner. And no, it won't always be a DC winner. If the argument's made properly for a Marvel character, I will give the points to the Marvel
Basically,
character.
if you give Jason 6 stubbies of beer and two skewers of shrimp and a barbecue, then you win.
I feel like I need to dig out like my old DC versus Marvel card collection and just like throw ideas.
To be fair though, it's not. I tried to
content.
get this through to Jason. It's not just about stats though. It's about how what best you can plead the case and who basically pleads the best case for that character. So it's about how well you know the character really and how well you think they can win against it. So and so if you can say, well, yeah, he's got this armor, but he'll win that because he can melt metal or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I suppose that's how it works. We do have another channel starting soon. It was going to be on our channel, but we've done a bit of research and having its own channel will benefit it. We announced a while back that we were going to do a movie show, which something that I love. I love movies. We all love movies, and we all watch. So it's going to be a bit like the CV show, but for movies. This was the branding we came up with. There will also be a website to go with it, which will be in the same vein as the Collectorverse, but it will promote movie channels and reviewers and stuff like that, and that's Big Screen Movies, and this is the Big Screen Movie Show. And give you a sneak peek of how it's actually going to look right now. We've actually finished how it will look. And this is going to be the format of the Big Screen Movie Show. There'll be the chat on the right, you'll have the topics at the bottom, the people talking in the middle, the episode. It's like, so this is how it's actually going to look when it's on the screen. So that's a bit of a sneak peek for you there. And finally, we've been scouting locations this week. We're looking at some amazing venues near Anaheim. The WonderCon 2018 Cosplay Fancy Dress Party, which is a mouthful. I need to... Can we do an acronym for that? So basically, yeah, so we're going to have a cosplay party. We had the dinner last time. This is going to be a bit different. There's not going to be a lot of statues there. It's going to be basically a bar setting, club setting. There will be a DJ. There'll be a photo wall for you to get your photographs took. There'll be giveaways for best costume. There will be tickets on the day and also tickets to pre-order beforehand, but there will be a discount if you get beforehand. It's probably going to be close to the Anaheim Convention Centre. That's where we're looking. We're looking at a few places like House of Blues and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's going to be a really, really pumping night. There'll be I think it's 5 or 6 members of the Collectorverse are going to be there. I'll be there in LA because we're obviously at WonderCon already, and we've got a booth there. We're going to be showing off statues and figures, and we're going to have places that you can actually view the website, look over the website. There'll be a big TV there showing different stuff, and it's going to be a really, really amazing experience. So yeah, so I can't wait for that. Just to let the hair down a bit. That'll be a pretty interesting evening. Ian, you went out scouting yesterday. How do you think you got on?
Yeah, it was really great. I mean, it was 85 degrees outside. It was pretty hot. So everywhere I went, you know, I was sweating my what's off. But I'm really excited. really excited to get out there and put on some costumes. But I'm going to be pre-gaming at WonderCon. I think I'm going to sneak a little bottle in there.
Oh man!
Yeah.
No, let's take shots in the booth.
If anyone who's on the WonderCon committee that we got the booth off, they won't be doing that. I promise you. Because I won't.
But me and Richard are saying right now that we're going to be keeping Ian in line through the entire event.
Put it this way. My hand is going to be raw by the time I get back, because you're all going to get a slap if you do. So yeah. So
for those of you who aren't aware, Richard's our daddy. Right? Richard's the one that keeps most of us in line. Well, attempts to.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, Richard's going to be the one opening the bottle first. He's going to slap us because we're trying to take it from him, and he's going to be like, no, it's mine.
Do you think I'm flying 12 hours away from my family to be there by myself, surrounded by people wearing cosplay outfits, just to drink and pie? Do you think that's what's going to happen? That is a ridiculous scenario.
Shame on you. Told me you were planning.
Shame on you.
That's what happens. You get into the cool outfits, and you open up the flask, and then you hide under a Lolita's table, and you just take nips from it. And next thing you know, your roommate's carrying you to the grilled cheese truck outside.
Yeah,
you're in disguise.
We've got the best invention in Australia. It's called a goon bag. So basically,
goon bag?
drinking in a bag of wine, Once you finish drinking, you just blow it up and you carry your own pillow.
What?
I guess Michael in the chat room.
Jason,
Michael,
bring it.
Ian's getting one.
Jason, bring it.
Only in
Thank you.
Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Only in Australia. Right, come on, let's move on
Doing
to
in
topics because we're talking about doom bags and we're giving Jason fuel for the fire. So come on.
Okay. All right, guys. All right. So our first topic will be should companies be doing more to prevent QC issues? Especially since, there's been some backlash with Thanos and the Throne. I mean, I've been a victim of some QC issues. I think we all have been a victim of QC issues.
Yeah, you couldn't spell it.
Yeah. Rodney, take it away and let me know what you think about this topic.
And see, I've been lucky so far with Sideshow as far as getting stuff that's messed up. I haven't had any QC issues yet. But I know if I had that Thanos, I'd be a little upset right now with some of the issues going on. The breakage stuff is kind of iffy because, with the way people ship stuff and you don't know if they're throwing it around or if the cold is getting to it. It wouldn't bother me as much because I know Sideshow is really good with taking care of that and fixing that and sending out another one, making that right. The issue with the Thanos that really bothers me is that inner thigh, the little marks on the inside of the thigh that it seems to be common and showing up with a lot of the statues. That would bother me for $1,200. That would really not settle well with me. But I'm not a big Thanos fan, so I didn't get into it. But I know that's one thing that would really bother me about it. I don't know why Sideshow doesn't use a thicker foam. I don't know if it's a cost thing. And they're not like XM. They're not sending out less than 1,000 statues. They're doing 3,000 and 5,000 runs. So I don't know if it's a cost thing. But yeah, Sideshow needs to step on this because the Thanos one, that was a big loss. That didn't look too good.
Yeah. Jason, any thoughts on this?
Well, look, yeah, of course. I mean, people are spending a fortune on these things. The prices just keep going up and the issues seem to be getting worse. Look, I'm got to say I'm the same as Rodney. I've been blessed that I've had no QC issues with any of the statues that I've purchased from the main companies. And I get why a lot of people that are like me and Rodney get a bit defensive when people are always, oh, this arrived broken or this arrived broken. You're like, man, why does your shit always arrive broken and mine never does? But look, in saying that, depends on your delivery drops. Look, I've seen pictures of people putting up their boxes. Some guy put up a box and it had 2 massive footprints on the front where it's got fragile written on it. And the guy's like obviously giving it a punt with his foot in the back of the truck or something. So this stuff happens. The Thanos on Throne, I've raised this before privately between us. With the Thanos on Throne, the cold snap that you guys have experienced, particularly in the northern states, in the US, dude, these things are stone. They're like polystone, so they're like a type of porcelain. Massive shifts in temperature. They're not designed to withstand. So you've got it in a van where the guy's got his heating on and it's, say, 22 degrees Celsius, right? So he can keep warm and toasty in his van. He jumps out and he just throws it on your doorstep because you're not home. And it's what, -2 degrees? Man, and then you bring it into your house and you've got your heat on, it's back to 22 degrees Celsius. And by the time you've moved it around, it just goes brittle as crap and just snaps. But it's also like thin casting too. But then it's a double-edged sword. People are going to whinge about the weight. Shipping costs are going to go up. And then people are going to go, oh, look, they want $1,200 for the statue, and now they want $200 for the shipping. Geez, But, you got to find a medium somewhere. Look at XM. Like, I've yet to see anyone that I know that's actually turned around and said this XM piece arrived broken because they packed them like a tank. Their QC is absolutely fantastic. But, you are paying, like, on average, $200 Australian per shipping per item. So, and with Sideshow, the most I've ever paid, I think, was like $153, $160. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
Ian, do you have anything?
If the more you protect against quality deficiencies or quality control, you're going to have more costs associated with that. So if they have to keep the costs down by sending out, a few broken statues, as long as they don't get to me, I don't care.
F everybody else.
I'd just like to say that Ian's views and expressions are not by the collective, they are by Ian himself.
Michael,
he's a really top bloke. The persona that he puts online isn't what he's like offline.
Hey, Michael in our chat room, he's the quality control guy. He was at the collector booth today. Michael, if you got anything to add about quality control, email me so I can let somebody know. But anyways, whatever. As long as I don't get it.
Yeah, what the people don't know about Ian is, have you ever seen Boogie 2988 or whatever it is? He's got a character called Francis that he does as well, and it's like a proper crazy character. Ian does that for us, and when he comes off, he's like a really nice guy, so just don't hold it against him.
Richard?
You want me to go now? Okay, well, there's been quite a few Thanoses we've seen that are broken, which, for a statue of that price, I know I'm probably about one giveaway away from being called a sideshow fanboy, so bring it on. So I think, but I'm not. I'll criticise them as much as anybody else. That type of statue, I don't know. Do you send a couple out to different places? Like, could you do that? Could you basically, before you actually send them to the public, you have people that you work for you or people affiliated with you around the world, and you get them sent from different warehouses before a time, and see whether they get there intact, and maybe you do a bit of market research on different companies in different countries that are reliable. Different companies such as over here, like Parcel Force, you've got FedEx. So you basically send one out a bit to each person. You couldn't have to do this for every statue, obviously. You could just do it as a tester. You could send them out to one to Parcel Force, one to FedEx, one to Thing in UK, and then do a market thing of what condition did he get there in. You know what I mean? And I suppose it could be
that's a fantastic idea, Richard. I reckon they should send one to England, Australia, and a few spots in America.
Yeah.
I think it was more than willing to accept it.
Jason, do you want to be called a fanboy or what? Come on, Jesus Christ.
Mate, you can call me whatever you want. I don't care.
I think it comes down to research.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people realize that, like a lot of people who are complaining about the breakage, maybe it might be like their first statue. They might not know what to expect. I used to work for diamond distributors, and I know the care that would come with us going on the toy line for picking and packing. And they actually wouldn't let me on the toy line because I was super picky. But for us, there's a lot of damage control just for that. I don't think people realize that. Like I said, when I was on Diamond, we would work with if the box was so much as dinged or scratched, it got pulled from the line, and we'd pull it off into a separate room somewhere. It never even saw the light of day, and that was just the box being damaged. But people who are receiving these, like you said, in lower temperatures, they got to remember that, you got to give it time to warm up, and I don't think people realize that. So, like, when I would get a new statue, I would let it in my house, and I would just not touch that box for like 24 hours and let that box rise up to room temperature before I even touched it, and that'll really help a lot with breakage.
Do you think though that you make a good point? Do you think that Sideshow then, or whoever, should be giving people a bit more information of, okay, we would advise that you leave this unopened for 24 hours because it's been so and so and it's winter or whatever around winter months. But I do think there should be more research put into different types of packaging, maybe different ways of storing the parts, taping them down. This has been a big thing of a couple of channels said, just make sure the parts are taped down, because sometimes they're not. You know what I mean? Just make sure the parts are taped down. But I think as far as carriers go, there's always going to be a few knob delivery men in every company, I suppose. But there are companies that are better than others. So you could do your research and say, okay, well, we're not going to use them because we've seen a lot. Or you don't even contact people who've actually had breakages. Give them a way to be able to contact you for a replacement, but on that form say who was it delivered by, and what factory did it come from? Does it tell you? You know what I mean? Sometimes it tells you what country it's come from as well. But I'm sure they can track that with the order. But just what company delivered it, and you might be able to then put some data together to say hang on, we've had 25% breakages from this company, we've had 70% breakages from this company, so why would we just get rid of these guys? So, I don't know.
You're right, Richard. Actually, Brad Titan asked that question on their page, and the overwhelming response was from people who didn't get stuff broken, and that was DHL.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I usually get most of my stuff either delivered by either DHL or FedEx. And, I mean, the FedEx guy nearly strangled. He rocked up here, and he's pulled the box out of his van and just thrown it on the side of the road. Lucky I was at the front seeing him arrive, but I'm like, I just grabbed him. I went, what the hell are you doing, man? That's like a $900 statue. And he's like, huh? And I'm like, mate, if I see you throw my stuff around like that again, I will kick your ass.
Oh, shit.
You know, and mate, he's never been very utmost careful with stuff that he's doing from there.
Yeah. What do you guys, I mean, for me, like, I don't know. For me, I picture my UPS guy being like Ace Ventura. Ever watch Ace Ventura?
Yeah.
On like the box, and he's like, I feel like that's my UPS guy. And basically, I mean, the best package statue I got or received was XM Studios. Like, that thing was a tank. You know, my XM Studios Boba Fett. I mean, you could kick it. You could. I mean, it adds a little bit more weight to the statue, but you know that you have peace of mind knowing the fact that everything is okay there. But then you get like Sideshow's boxes and packaging. It's like thin cardboard, you know, like, and these, like, you know, like a lot of you guys mentioned before, these are like frigid temperatures, you know, and like a UPS guy delivering a 50-pound box is not going to be careful with it. He's going to like I said, be like Ace Ventura and like kicking it around or whatever. He's probably pissed off because, you know, he's like, oh man, like this thing again, or this guy with his freaking statues. And, you know, basically I just want to know how much they're spending more in terms of replacement parts. Can they use that extra money and package the statue really well? Will that prevent them and save them more money in, you know, doing a lot of replacements? That's just my.
I just want to let everyone know that the great Regina is in the chat. So hello, Regina. Nice to see you.
Regina, what's up?
What is up? Shoot, I know at least some Velcro straps. I just opened up my Shard Court of the Dead statue, and there's a gap along the whole you know styrofoam pieces that go together. So you know nothing was broke in it, but you know, some Velcro straps to tighten that stuff and give it a little bit more stability and like no wiggle room. Even that would help. You know, they need to do something.
Okay. All right, guys. So going to topic number 2. This is a pretty cool topic. Our statue reaching another level of accuracy. I mean, we see like Wonder Woman, the latest Wonder Woman pre-order. I mean, that thing looks amazing, you know, and other like Prime 1, our statues reaching the level of Hot Toys, you know, accuracy in terms of, you know, Sculpts. The future. Yeah. What do you think? Sculpts. What do you think, Jason?
Well, I'm glad that you raised the Wonder Woman because if you look at the new comic book Wonder Woman they've brought out, it looks fantastic. The Gal Gadot one, however, you know, so I think it's yes and no. I mean, some statues are coming out and looking more fantastic, and it's the competition out there now. That's what it is. You've got companies like Iron Studios, XM, First Four Figures, and they're all popping up doing fantastic work, and it's making companies like Sideshow step up their game. Now, people whinge and bitch and moan and go, oh, you know, now they're charging me an extra $150. Well, they're hiring better artists. They're putting more work into their stuff, you know, to keep up with the competition. So, can you really whinge when the prices go up and the quality goes up?
Yeah, Jess.
You get what you pay for. I mean, the amount of statues that I have, they're really simple. They're very well constructed. So, but I also didn't pay a lot for them. So I'm not, you know, complaining about that. But like I've seen some statues come out now. Like I have to get my hooks into like one of the Donatello statues that just came out for the Ninja Turtles. My roommate actually confused a picture of the statue with a still from the movie.
Nice.
That tells you the level of detail in this. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And it would, without a doubt, be the most expensive thing in my collection if I were to drop $230 on this. I mean, that doesn't seem a lot to maybe some of you guys who find all the really big, crazy statues. But, like, the level of just the detail on this just makes me drool. And I'm willing to pay that money for that level of detail. And like you said, they're getting new artists, they're paying for these artists, and artists are going to give you better quality if you pay them more.
Yeah. Rodney?
Yeah, you know, that Gal Gadot statue, I saw it at my comic shop a couple days ago. And honestly, it wasn't a bad statue until you get to the face and you think Gal Gadot. Because it doesn't match her face as far as that part goes. But then you have the new one with the lasso coming out. And I'm somebody who has never thought about getting a Wonder Woman statue until I saw that one. And that was just stunning to me. So I think, you know, like y'all have said, it's a mixed bag. You're gonna have your hits that are really fantastic, and then you're gonna have some misses. And you know, I think in 15, 20 years, it's gonna be the same. You're gonna have some hits and misses. And I do think though it's a little bit easier for artists to get together and work on statues with how they do the sculpts in 3D, and they can send files to other artists and work together that way. So, but I don't know. I don't know if you're always gonna get the level of that Wonder Woman, you know. So I think we're gonna still get some dogs in 10 years. Yeah.
Do you think?
I tell you what, Rodney, I know which part of you was telling you to get Wonder Woman too.
Oh God!
I got Aspen for that.
I'm actually surprised that Rodney hasn't got the Red Sun one, because it's obviously Russian. So I was quite surprised he hasn't got any of that one. So Rodney, can you just tell me how do you?
Just for you, Rodney.
Hold on, what's that?
That's gorgeous.
By the way, I had to warn Jess beforehand that Jason talks over everyone. It's not a disrespect to her. He talks over everyone on this chat. So.
Like I said, pains all the time, man. I'm used to it.
Rodney, can you tell me what if you had to choose between the modern Wonder Woman and the original PF, which one would you choose?
You're talking about the new one with the lasso?
Based on obviously it's only a prototype, but based on the prototype, which one would you go with?
Oh, absolutely the new one. Yeah. Absolutely the new one. I never considered buying a Wonder Woman until this one. And now, you know, I'm getting this one.
What about the Superman?
Look at some of the Anacombe Woman.
The Superman, I do like this new Superman. I'm not getting it because I'm not as into Superman, but I do like this new Superman a lot.
Fair
enough. Richard, what are your thoughts on the statues being accurate?
Well, I really want to discuss whether is it the artists getting better or is it the technology getting better? Maybe a bit of both. I think that as new techniques are discovered and new tools are being developed for artists who do this sort of thing, it's sort of freeing them up creative wise, because I know firsthand that the better program you have with the better tools available, the better design you can do. So I think that it's sort of they're infecting each other. So basically, as the technology is getting better as far as digital sculpting and what they can produce with texturing and face sculpts, I think that's helping the artists to be more creative and to improve their game as well. So I think that those two are kind of hand in hand. Now we are getting a lot of. I think the new sculpts are better. The new Wonder Woman we've talked about, but I think that face looks like Olivia Wilde a bit. I'm not even kidding. I think that looks a bit like Olivia Wilde in the new Wonder Woman face. But yeah, the sculpt itself, a big improvement on the original. I did the editing on the review for Red Titan for the original, so I spent a lot of time looking at that original one. And I think it shows the progress that statue sculpting and paint applications have come since that. They're kind of like lines in the sand, really. If you think about it, these trinities, you can see the progress. I mean, I remember the original Superman; they had a problem with leaning. I think, with the actual base and stuff. So they had to change the base up. I think it was the crystals. So I'm trying to think who designed that original one. I remember the other day, and I think it was Martin Canal. I'm not going to be quoted on that one, but I think it was. And the new one was done by, who did the new one, by the way? Anybody know? I do know who it was. It's Harbottle. It was Harbottle, wasn't it? Yeah. Anyone want to give me a hand on here? Just
honestly, Richard.
So I think it was Harbottle anyway. And I know that the Superman was sculpted by Alejandro Escura, who basically did the Venom and the bloody hell, Cable for XM last year. He worked on the Superman, so I'm not surprised that that's...
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's good enough for me. I didn't even know that, and I'm so glad I bought it now.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised that the sculpt on that is amazing. I really dig that Superman. I've seen the Prime 1, the 1/3. I liked it. I think they're going to make some changes to the head. And I liked I didn't mind the Iron Studios one, just didn't do it much for me. I didn't like the Wonder Woman though, with the arms coming up out of hell or whatever it was. I think they are better now, but I think it's because they've got better tools. I'm not knocking the artists back in the day. If they had the same tools as these people, they might have done these kind of sculpts. But like anything, whether it's music, fashion, it progresses, it gets better. People learn new things, new tricks, new trades. So I think we are seeing a level of detail in the face sculpts. I think Hot Toys are pushing that frontier a lot. If you look at the new Darth Sidious, that is the actual detail on his wrinkles and stuff like that. It's really nice. So I think that they are pushing the frontier. And I hope they're pushing statue companies to get it better. The Wonder Woman, I have spoke to Sideshow about the Wonder Woman. I can't go into detail because I'll probably get arrested and they'll be like, American FBI, someone come down and get me. Yeah, but they are aware of what happened, and basically they're working to make sure it don't happen again. They probably would like to take Gal Gadot's name off it, but they can't. So it's not a bad Wonder Woman thing. It's just not Gal Gadot. That's the main point of it. I mean, Paradox. What do you think?
So basically, it's just hit or miss like recently, but you could see the level of progression of accuracy with the newer statues. Obviously, the Sideshow is learning from their mistakes, probably with the Gal Gadot. And actually, I don't know if you guys remember the old Batman premium format from Batman versus Superman. That one, like in the prototype, looked amazing, but then when it came out, I was like, what happened? I pre-ordered it, and then I saw like the final production pictures, and I was like, that doesn't look like Ben Affleck. So I'm not sure what's going on. Like the prototype pictures look amazing, and that's what gets us to pre-order these statues. But then when the final production picture shows up, it's like a total it's a different side of the coin. I'm like, what happened? So is it the factory? Are they messing up sculpting these statues, or I don't know. So. But with the level of detail in other companies like Prime 1 is like killing it.
Yeah, hey, you don't get much more accurate than Wonder Woman on a horse, do you?
Wham bam! Got it in. All right. I set you up, Ian. I set you up. No, basically, yeah, that horse is freaking is it? Are they using a real tail? What's going on? Is it like a real mane from a real horse? That statue is accurate, but
the rods are made of gold, PJ.
It is made of gold, in her armor. Wow, that itself, that's worth it then.
Hey, we got Scott and Aaron in the chat room. They're doing a great job putting in some comments. The Batman statue collector is here. We got Jeff Morris. We got Charles with the art prints, and we have a few more people.
Woo! What's up, guys?
Rick's in there. Looks like
Rick's still there.
The bearded money's here.
Rick, is Rick talking about Jyn Erso?
No, that's just Six Weapons. He talks about Jyn Erso.
Oh, okay, good.
Now we're gonna keep playing.
So basically, Prime 1 is really killing it with their face sculpts, and I wonder if Sideshow. To me, there's a trend with Sideshow, movie accurate statues they're missing that part. but when it comes to like comic book accuracy and all that, like they're hitting the mark with it. So hopefully, as time goes on, like they get better with the face sculpts and head sculpts.
By the way,
I mean, look at Mark.
Sorry, Jeff just mentioned Wonder Woman on horse.
Oh,
I don't know what statue that is, but it sounds interesting. I just thought I'd just bring that up.
I heard you
Richard.
I've got to get it in. It's my own CD. If I don't get it in, then I've got to turn the lights off on 55 times before I go to bed. So.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the Star Wars premium formats that they came out? Like Mark Hamill. I mean, he doesn't even look like Mark Hamill. He looks like a 12-year schoolboy. So I mean, he does.
I don't know. I'm like into that, PJ.
What's up?
Oh, no.
Some people might be into that.
Oh, God.
Okay, before we get put off YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey Jess, what was when you were at the dinner party? What statue sculpt really stuck out to you?
Oh geez, they were all amazing, but I really liked the level of on Deadpool, just because like the pose was so dynamic for me. Detail is really great and all, but if you have a very stagnant, easy pose, it's just very blah. So when I see something that's very, and so like if you have something with like movement and all this stuff, and you're just looking at Deadpool and he's just like all over the place, and you're like, yeah, that's Deadpool. That's Deadpool. Yeah, I mean, because you need energy for a lot of these characters, and if you don't have that energy, then really, what's the point? I mean, anybody can have a straight up and down statue or like a simple kneeling pose. But like when you get to like if you're trying to really come across with this character, to have that fluid action movement to it. I mean, even like Wonder Woman of like she's like leaping is far more dynamic than like if she's doing like that stereotype Superman pose, like the hands on her hips and all that. It's like I'm gonna go with the leaping one. Maybe the level of detail is a little less. Maybe it's a little smoother. Maybe not so much for the textures, but I like the pose more. So that would be more where I would go with that. I mean, I like my statues to take up space, Yeah. I mean, it's nice, like in a display case, if you could put multiples in like in an area. But if I have that one with like the flowing cape wrapping around and fire explosions everywhere, and it's the only one that can fit on that shelf, well, so be it. I mean, it's far more dynamic, and that's what I enjoy.
Yeah. Jeff in the chat room is talking about how that Captain America Chris Evans doesn't look like Chris Evans at all.
It does. It's after he had a 2-day juicing diet.
You just brought up a
NutriBullet.
And I think that's what we're seeing too. It's the poses, like with the technology and what Richard was saying too, with the technology and the artists getting better and they're trying new things and more money in the hobby in general so they can actually try more things. I think that's what you're seeing, particularly in the action poses, like they're really trying new things that look amazing that people are going, wow, man, whereas you go back 10 years ago and majority of statues were all just the straight up and down museum poses, in the classic style with the crossed arms or getting ready to throw a punch or something like that, but also the other thing too, like what you were mentioning, Richard, about with the comparing the two Wonder Women. Now, I find it a bit hard to compare the two because one's classic Alex Ross, right? Now, Alex Ross's art style is very gritty. Yeah, it's very gritty and very classic, you know what I mean? So he does, for example, that's what a lot of people go, I don't like that Wonder Woman. She looks like a man. She looks too tough and too angry and all this sort of stuff. But that's the way Alex Ross drew her. She was really the epitomized of the Amazon warrior, and that she's gotten older and just no tosses given about anything. And the younger one there's more like the rebirth that we see now. And you pick up like a Alex Ross comic book and a modern rebirth, and those two statues there are actually really good representations of the two separate styles. So I think that they're actually just looking at now more, instead of looking for classic artists, they're looking at which artists are selling well now in the comics. You know what I mean? So
Ian, do you have any Any input on statue accuracy now?
Cable.
Cable.
Look, Cable is awesome, man. I love that statue, but it's so accurate.
Really?
You know? Yeah, no, the Cable statue is awesome. That's all I gotta say. Let's move on.
Ian, you have way too much personality for the rest of us. We can't keep up. You've got to just calm down being so like you just talk so much, you know what I mean? You can't shut you up about a topic. Like Cable, move on. Let's go.
I'm sorry, you know what? I actually stopped drinking for about an hour and then my personality came back, so
yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that, Jesus.
We get the hungry stat.
We're gonna find him under the booth at Con.
Oh man! All right, so we're gonna move on to
going to be under any booth. All right, let's go, guys. Come on.
Okay. All right, topic number 3, guys. All right, so too good to be true. Do you think what do you have to do to protect yourselves against scammers? You know, obviously, you know, when you buy something like that's pre-owned or secondhand, what do you do to prepare yourself and make sure that you are not receiving a broken statue or, you know, missing an exclusive head? I don't know. What do you guys think? Richard, let's start with you.
Start with me. You never start with me when. Fair enough. Fair enough. I feel the love. I feel the love. Okay. How to protect yourself from scammers? Be a scammer? I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Well, to be fair, I'm not going to mention any names because everyone knows. There's no point. So anyway, scammers. I suppose in our community, I suppose in our community they get found out quite quick, especially in the groups. If you're buying from the groups, usually it's going to be hard for you to get scammed. I suppose harder than eBay or Gumtree or whatever the friggin' hell you're going to use. So it's kind of like those type of things where you really need to be more of aware. Always ask for detailed images, and if you can, ask for something to be put in with the date on maybe. Or something like that, so that you can. It's not an image that was taken God knows how many times ago. So always ask for detailed imagery of everything. Never think I'm asking for too much when you're buying a statue of that sort of price. If you want to see pictures up close of every angle, every joint, then ask for it. If they don't send it, you don't buy it. You know what I mean, if there's any inkling that you're unsure about, if their feedback is 0, or if they're asking for a weird payment method, or they're asking for you to pay it in certain in parts or anything, if there's anything that's out of place, just back out.
iTunes gift card.
What you say?
iTunes gift cards.
Gift cards, yeah. Jason pays in hugs. So, yeah, just make sure he's got his top on. Listen, you don't understand the pain that goes into making these, and I don't mean all the actual stuff that goes into making the interfaces and the time. I mean Jason having his nipples out before we go live. The pain that goes into making these shows, I'm telling you. So yeah, it's painful. So yeah, scammers wise, I think if you're unsure about a person in the community, say if somebody's offered you something on a group, there's a few people you can contact. Obviously there's people that run channels and run groups and stuff like that. I'm sure you could private message someone. I mean, I private messaged someone yesterday to ask about someone in the group and stuff like that, and is there any bad blood between this and that and stuff like that, because you know what, even I'm a novice compared to some people in this group, and we all are. So yeah, I'm sure everybody will be happy to help, so get in contact with anybody and say, do you know about this person, are they trustworthy? Usually people do that anyway. Before CV was get taken off, I put up my Thanos for pre-order a long time ago, and then I took it back off. And someone was like, "Yeah, I'm not dealing with you. You look shady." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough." I do look. To be fair, I do look shady, and at the time, no one knew had a clue who CV was.
If I didn't know you, I wouldn't trust you either, Richard.
Well, to be fair, now to be fair. 4 people know who CV is now, so if they can always ask them 4 people, so that's fine. I'll get a bit of a good reputation. Jason, I'll come to you now because we are literally 10 minutes away from an hour, so if you can keep this under 2 hours, Jason, I'll be really appreciated. Thank you.
Best way to protect yourself from scammers: buy from local collectors that you can pick up from, or they will deliver. some of the best transactions I've had have been like with Rebecca Fink at Cisco. So people that are online and that know about her. And like she's actually delivered quite a few pieces to me in person. Really nice people. And most collectors want to meet the people that they're selling to and then to make sure they're not a flipper or a scammer themselves, you know? Because, look, the scamming goes both ways, guys. There's people that will scam you for your statues. People post it to them in good conscience now, and then they get it there and they break a piece and that because they want it free of charge, you know? And they know that you've just sent it around the world and you're going to have to pay return shipping and probably won't. So they get a free statue that's they can get easily repaired around the corner by a mate and then resell for $700, $800. So there's a lot of that stuff going on. A lot of the dodgy XM resellers that just take huge amounts of people's money for deposits for pieces coming up and then look at their budget and go, oh, well, I've got nearly 100 grand there. Bye, guys. You know, and that's it. You'll never see your money again. So listen, rules are really simple, not to be scammed. Do not send gifts to people you do not know overseas. No matter how many people tell you that they're a good bloke and all this sort of crap, do not send them money for statues that for a year in advance. If they want to be paid pre-order a year in advance for something, tell them to get rooted. You know, if they don't have it, they don't get the money. You can pay a deposit, that's fine. But if they want full payment up front, tell them get stuffed. You know, like seriously.
Get stuffed.
They're already making hundreds of bucks off you. You know, yeah, that's right, Ian. So this is a passionate topic because I've been burned a few times, okay? Now, for example, dodgy XM resellers. I had a bloke that I bought 8 XM statues off, right? Now, they were a good price, which already set the warning bells off. But then when I did my investigation and he's sending me 500-gram packages to my street under another guy's name to say, someone in my office did this, not my fault, you know? And I said, that's great, buddy. You can explain it to the Australian Federal Police while you're using the Australian Mail Service to commit fraud. You know, so that's all you got to do. You know, you got to shut these blokes down, name them, shame them. It's personally a massive blight on our community at the moment. And, yeah, basically, scammers, you can all go get. That's what I think.
Jess, what's your take?
Just basically your basic research, even just like 5 minutes of going through their sale history and customer feedback, things like that. And again, like he said, if they can deliver in person, that helps out a lot too. I mean, I try not to order off anything secondhand offline anymore, just because, like, you know, I've been burned so many times. But you know, you learn from that experience, and it's like he said, it goes both ways. Being scammed. I mean, I got scammed shipping out a statue to someone. And they're like, yeah, it came all broken and all this. And they're showing me all these pictures. And I was like, you know, I'm not even going to deal with this. Just here's your money back. Don't worry about the statue, whatever. It wasn't that much money. But, you know, it's just 5 minutes of research. And that's going to save you, like, a lot of money.
Yeah. Rodney?
Would you guys... Okay.
I'm sorry, Ian.
I'm sorry, guys. But you know you guys want to have people come bring you the statues, but do you really want somebody like Jason showing up your door with the statue?
Nipples out and everything?
Yes.
I mean...
When I come over, that's a nice prime one, buddy.
Oh, shit. Okay, now I know you move. You've got a nice right elbow to the face.
See, if Ian comes to you, though, he just ties you up and throws pops at you.
Oh, my God. Where are we going with this?
So,
in all seriously, though, our community is so great, and Charles mentioned this in the chat. Our community is really good. If somebody rips somebody off, the person who got ripped off usually posts about it really fast, and the community reacts and looks after our people. So that's one thing that's really great about our communities. We got each other's backs when it comes to that shit. I know a couple of people, have done this recently, not to name names, but and then they got destroyed because of those scams.
When they opened them, by any chance you're talking about, Ian?
I'm not talking about anybody, Jason.
Ian's talking about someone who didn't get head and was upset.
Well, I'm fucking upset, but I don't get
Hold on. Oh, hey, the Max Collector got his Thanos without the body. You guys saw that? Poor guy.
Oh, man.
No, I didn't see anything. I know see anything. I know speak English.
Yeah. Anyways.
Paradox, take control, man.
I can't even talk. I'm sorry, Ronnie.
All right, so you know, for me, I say thank God for our groups, like our statue groups, because without that, it would just be eBay, and I'd be lost, and I probably would have got scammed a whole bunch of times. You know, so far I've been able to stay away from eBay, other than the stuff I got, the Bowen stuff I got. You know, the groups, like Ian said, they're good at putting the scammers on alert, like putting them out there on blast. So you quickly find out who not to buy from, who to avoid, who's a good person to buy from. You can, who can you trust to get stuff from? Because, without the feedback that, don't trust this guy, there'd be a whole lot of stuff going on. I'm actually, what Jason was saying about as far as it going both ways, I purposely try not to have to sell anything because I don't want to get scammed. If I sell you something and you tell me you never got it or it's broke, so I'm trying to avoid that too. But the groups that we're in, the statue groups, they're pretty good about letting you know who the bad guys are. So I think, it's not gonna stop everything, but it helps a whole lot. It's definitely, I trust that a whole lot more than going on eBay to buy stuff. And then, the other thing is, buy from the big companies and usually you're safe. You're safe if you buy from the companies, but
I think
there's no 100%
Rodney,
foolproof way.
anyone who scammed you or Thor, I pity the fool.
And they're not local.
Jason, you're being a bit too real for me now. Can you stop, please? Right. Anyway, if you're sending a piece, then I suggest getting photographs took of every area of it, what condition it's in, when it's in the box, how you've packed it, what sort of shipper you've put it in, how you've wrapped the shipper up and everything. And if you want to do a video, but make sure you're covered, because when he gets there, he'll be like, well, you've put the piece in broken, this has happened, you've not put this piece in, that pin. You can get photographs have a digital date and time on them, so you can use that. And also always get track shipping. Always get track shipping, so you can make sure that it's actually got there. Don't just send it by carrier pigeon or something, or get your mate to take it round. Always get track shipping.
That carries one of your statues to your door.
Right. That's a hell of a bird.
So I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Jason just talks over everybody. Don't worry about it. It's Jason's show. We're just on.
But I just want to add like a couple cents before we wrap this up. Basically, definitely protect yourselves. Use PayPal. You don't use gifts. Use goods and services. Definitely if it's easier. Like pretty much everybody in the panel pointed out really good points, and pretty much I'm left with nothing but just to agree with them. But my biggest tip is if you have a picture of Jason with no shirt on, just post that in the group. If you scam me, this guy's coming after you. Done deal. Done deal. They're not going to mess with you anymore.
You know what we got to do? We got to get a video clip of that right elbow.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, basically everyone had good points. So
there's something wrong with you guys.
Yeah, we're here on a Saturday filming a CV show.
All right, guys. So, I just
go on, Pat.
I do have one more thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
There is another popular scam that is doing the rounds too. I have actually been a victim of this one as well. Surprise, surprise. I've been conned by fucking everyone before.
Oh, jeez.
But No, they send you broken statues and over-insure them on their end. And then as soon as you send them a message, hey, bro, like, the arm was broken or the leg was broken or something, they don't even reply. They just go, boom, instant full refund.
Oh, wow.
And then you notice that it's got like the little sticker there that it's insured. And you're like, okay, insured it for a couple of $100 more than what you sold it for, did you?
Jason got the biggest revelation there is that Jason got fooled. and they're still alive that we know of. There's a lot of Outback. They're probably buried in it. So.
Oh, I didn't find them.
That was creepy.
I'm just
right.
Yeah, I don't.
That's not a knife.
I'm just trying to find an image for everyone. Keep talking a minute, guys. I'm just trying to find something. So that's it.
Don't mess with a nerd and their collectibles.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Jess, what are you drawing us? Are you going to draw us? Sorry, Paradox.
That's all right.
I'm sorry.
Jess, what do you got going on? You got any new artwork coming up?
I just finished a portrait of Donatello dancing with a mop from like the second movie.
Nice.
Wow, nice. Nice.
I was watching the movie and I was like, and then he kissed the mop and I'm like, I'm gonna do that for Valentine's Day. I'm just gonna draw that. So I did that. I have Poison Ivy in the works.
Oh, nice.
So I got that in the works, and I just got like this huge list of stuff that I want to get done. I want to do, like I said, some Marvel and some DC, but a lot of, I'm kind of like on a Ninja Turtle kick right now, so I might do some more of that, and I might do some more skulls. There was somebody who's expressed interest in me doing one of my history skulls for Punisher.
Oh, wow. I see Rodney's ears pointing up.
Yeah, I can deal with that one.
It's like a Day of the Dead kind of skull, but it's going to have like his history hidden in the marks on the skull.
Oh, shit. Oh, yes.
Man.
Oh, yes.
Hey, Jess.
That one I'm interested in.
It's not available to the masses. Are you sure you want to get it? It might go against your communist instincts.
Hey, I don't care if I can get it. As long as I can get it. I would like everybody to be able to get it, but hey.
Oh, the capitalist comes out.
I take requests, man. Just like I do commissions. Hit me up.
Hey, Jess, where can people hit you up and check out your work?
Well, right now I have Harry Potter's gallery going up on Collectorverse.
It's already up.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some of that stuff up there. You guys can reach me through there. It seems to be the easiest way of finding me at the moment.
Perfect.
But yeah, I'm just gonna keep sending art into the gallery for that to go up. I have like a very broad style, so I can do very simple things, very detailed things. So I try to work with people's budgets.
That's why I got a quick updates on the website. I've been working hard the last 24 hours on improving the mobile experience. Working on making it a bit easier to use, a bit mobile friendly, also on tablet, making it a bit more friendly. We're now adding a feature so that you can translate the entire site into loads of different languages. Obviously the videos will still be in English, we're not magicians, but basically the pre-orders and stuff like that, you can find them in different languages. I'm just working that into the system. I'm having to jump over some jQuery to make that work.
Okay.
And yeah, we've been having there's been so much activity on the site recently. We're getting 30 to 40 posts from people, members, amazing a day, keeping me busy and tagging and categorising everything. Lots of pre-orders going up, lots of news, trying to streamline, make that easier. And then yeah, we've got the new shows, the new site going up soon. I'm just working on that. It's finding 10 minutes to actually take a breath, never mind actually get stuff done. Once we get the whole WonderCon stuff out of the way and sort of get that organised, because it's so much organising. Like we've been trying to get the booth paid for. That's all done. Not the money, but actually getting it to them, because it's a bit of a process, and they ask you a lot of questions like, will Ian be there? We're like, no, so we'll just sneak him in the back. So yeah, and I can't wait. I'm going to be out there for 6 days. Ian says, what sites do you want to see? I'm like, a bar, that'll do. So take me to a bar. And
Bottom of a bottle of bourbon.
Oh, I already know where I'm taking you guys. It's the best old fashions in town. Jedi Chris and I are gonna We're gonna take care of you guys.
There it is.
By the way,
Hopefully Jess and Nat come out.
Steak dinner promise.
on the screen right
That
now,
looks beautiful.
on the screen, whoa, children. On the screen right now is a sneak peek of our booth. Now, these are not the statues, all of them that are going to be there. We're still working out the details, but this is going to basically a mock-up to give us an idea of spacing and stuff like that and what you can expect from the Collectiverse booth. So we hope that a lot of people can make it out, and we'll be able to show you some statues, show you a bit of Collectiverse, and hopefully Ian will leave you alone. So.
I am stoked for this. I cannot tell you how excited I am. Like, everybody at work, all of my friends, I'm like, guys, I got like a place that we're gonna be, and you're gonna find me, you're gonna find my artwork, and it's gonna be so cool.
Awesome.
Very nice. Very cool.
Yeah. All right.
We're gonna have more stuff there, though, right? I mean,
I'm only traveling for the Collectiverse.
Yeah, people are coming all the way to Anaheim for us. I don't think so. I really don't think so. So, yeah, cheers, guys. How do we think Paradox...
14 hours to get there.
There goes Jason again. 12 hours.
Talking.
How do we think, guys, on 1 to 10, how do we think Paradox did on his first hosting mission?
Oh my gosh.
Rodney, come on, let's great.
Dang, we're putting them on the spot. Oh God,
Baptism of
give him a
fire,
7.5. Let's say 7.5.
Ew. Cool. Thank you.
Jason, come on, let's put him on spot. I want to make him seriously.
Oh, he's never. I tell you what, I really like PJ hosting because he's not nasty to me like some English people I know. So I'm going to give him a solid 8.5 for this time.
Jason, it might be
thank you,
100 years ago, but I'm still bitter. Okay.
We need the cards. We need the cards with the numbers on them to hold up.
Aussies and UK are never getting on. Let's just leave it at that. You know what I mean? So, anyway, thanks.
Bloody Legion Paul.
Thanks, Pete. Anyway, I'm just winding you up.
Yeah, good job, huh?
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I really appreciate it. And Jason, when you come over here to the States, I'll take you out for dinner. Thanks for that score.
By the way,
Wink,
Jeff,
wink.
by the way, Jeff Morris says about our booth, what no Wonder Woman on horse. Jeff, I have tried. You don't think I have tried to get that statue? I've got more chance of getting, I don't know, a bag of cocaine in there.
We pump it every week.
Wait. If it all else fails, I'll dress up as Wonder Woman, and I just need.
That's your cosplay outfit. Sort of party pack volunteering.
That'll be my cosplay outfit.
We weren't going to tell him about it until we got there.
Paradox is just
DJ, you be Wonder Woman, I'll be the horse.
Wonder Man on the horse.
Wow.
Oh man! All right, we gotta wrap this up before it gets out of hand. All right, guys. Thank you everyone for watching the show. Thank you, Jess, for coming on.
Of course.
Please come back, Jess.
Yeah,
Please
definitely. Please come back. I hope we didn't scare you. Definitely come back for more shows. I want to thank our panel. Thank you guys, and until next time, please don't forget to tip your waiter and waitresses.
And Jess,
take care, guys.
Jess, if you weren't scared tonight when you meet Zurich, you will be. So I'm just going to that. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone. Take care.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.